Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. This week we are looking at the backyard of NASCAR, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This has been a highly anticipated video, so strap in and let's get to it. As every video, this one will be quick. This run was done in 5th gear. I don't see any reason to be doing any sort of shifting. Uh, this car, the gearing in it is good enough. You just put it in 5th gear and leave it. Now to the good stuff. I'm going to slow it down real quick. For turn 1, now when I used to drive this place when we had a lot more horsepower, this red Toyota sign used to be a really good brake marker. Now, you want to lift sometime before the hill, okay? And you're trying to marry an arc and a short entrance, okay? You're not trying to arc it out way too much. You're not trying to arc way too little, okay? And then by the time you get to the midway point of the corner, where you see the America's Home for Racing, you should be able to get into the throttle 100% and have good drive off. Now, when you get to a long run 30, 40 laps in, it's obviously going to be different. Now, again, back in the day, we used to lift back here at the end of the dotted lines on the back straightaway. I'm still lifting relatively close, but the goal is the same. I'm trying to run over this hash mark, okay? It's very important to get to the yellow, white, yellow, blue. It's very important to get down to the line down here in 3 and 4. Okay, that's where all the grip is. If you miss it, you notice you're going to be waiting forever on the throttle. Okay, this is lap 1, really early. Tires are awful. Okay, we get down to the line, and we got a lot of grip. Now, as we play this video on later, when you get to this America's Home for Racing again, another good time, you should be able to get back in the throttle and get off the corner. Okay? Exiting low is your friend. Okay? Whoever rotates through 3 and 4 first is going to get off the corner first. It doesn't matter what line you're running. Okay? I'll go through an example later in this run where I run the top in 3 and 4. Shocker alert, I tagged the wall on corner exit. You'll see that when we get there. Okay, but as this run plays out, I want you to pay attention to whereabouts I'm trying to roll out of the gas. And it's not the greatest example, I know, but I'm trying to run that dot over in 3 every single time. That's my mark. Every time I want to hit the bottom, I'm trying to run that over, okay? And then turn 1, we drive in a little deeper than what I'm used to. Not much, but a little bit, but the theories are still the same. Okay, I still drive this place the same way today as I did 7 years ago. I'm just lengthening where I can get into the corner at, okay, because that's what the car allows. Now, when you get into traffic, you may very well be lifting sooner than what we're doing here, okay? So the same traits may still apply. If you watch the entry to 1, I'm not taking a super wide arc, but I'm not entering like I'm trying to get down to the line super fast in turn 3 either. I'm trying to make it in the middle. Now, when you go to run the top, like you'll see here in a bit, I'll try to explain what my mindset is when you go to run the top. But for the bottom, the way you run the bottom, okay, you're going to save your right front by using less wheel. If you try to take too big of an arc, you're going to turn the wheel more to get the car down. You don't want that. But if you turn in too soon, you're going to use less wheel. You're just going to hit the apex too early, and you're going to push up too soon on corner exit. Okay, so it's a really fine line on how you want to get through 1 and 2, but that's the best way to do it if you're going to run the bottom. The top in 1 and 2 is faster long run, no doubt about it, but it hurts your tires, right? It burns them up, so it's situational. It's hard to make passes on the bottom unless you really take care of your tires, and you can get it done in 3 and 4. Okay, now with this car, with the amount of grip that it makes, the top in 1 and 2 here feels like it has an incredible amount of grip. Okay, it's hard not to be in the gas. You want to try to be patient with it, but there's so much grip and speed up there that it's really easy to get into it early, and I feel like you kind of have to. Now, when you get 20, 30 laps into the run, you're obviously going to have to feel it out with your throttle inputs, but I'm getting full throttle sooner up top than I am on the bottom, and it's just so gripped up, okay? It's hard for me to tell how bad I'm hurting my tires because I don't feel like I'm spinning them, but I know I'm pushing it really hard. Okay. Shocker, this is about where we hit the wall. Thought it was good and kissed it. Okay. That's not an issue with the track. That's more driver error. There is grip up there, but by running the bottom, okay, now for qualifying, it's hard. I ran a faster lap running top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4, and I'll tell you why. Lap 1, the tires aren't very good, so you're going to have more speed up top where the grip is, okay? And the bottom in 3 and 4, it's a shorter distance. You don't get the advantage of the run off the top in 3 and 4 until you're like well past the start finish line, okay? So for qualifying, I think the bottom is easier to drive, but that's preference. I do think the top in 1 and 2 is faster, but by running the bottom in 3 and 4, you're just going to get back to the line sooner than what you would if you're running the top. Running the top in 3 and 4 is a long run thing if your handling's gone and you're really trying to nurse it and make the best lap time you can. If anybody's going to try to pass you, it's going to be a struggle. Okay, so that's why running the top is an option in 3 and 4. But if you can help it, later into the run, you're going to want to run the top in 1 and 2 and run the bottom as long as you can in 3 and 4. Now, if you've taken care of your stuff and everybody around you is fading, it doesn't hurt to run the bottom. The bottom still has a lot of speed. It's just hard to make passes on corner exit at 2 when somebody's running the top. If you're not 2 to 3 tenths faster than them, it's really hard to complete that pass in 1 and 2. But if you stay patient with it and keep wrapping that line, you could very easily complete the pass. Okay. Again, you see the lift points here. This is going into the top, so you're driving it harder, a lot less wheel input. The bottom, you're going to be lifting a little bit sooner than that, and again, you're just trying to marry the two. You'll see that as we get into the last lap here. But from the in-car, I know I'm running that line over in 3 when this goes right over the center of it. When that goes right over the center, I know I've hit it right. Okay, guys, one more thing I wanted to touch on real quick. How you work the throttle here. If you notice in the laps that we do here, when I go to pick up the throttle, especially in 3 and 4 because it's a little tighter, you don't want to rush the throttle, obviously, but you can help the car rotate by using like 60% throttle around there. You can help the car continue to get down the racetrack. So before you get full throttle, if you're not on that line perfectly and you're trying to get down still, don't crank wheel into it. If you get to about 60% throttle, you'll notice the car's going to want to rotate itself. And then once you feel that grip, then you can power off. You can watch the last few laps back. That would be a good example of it. Okay. That'll about do it for this week's video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, something I might have missed, please let me know. I'll gladly go over something if you want me to. If you find that this video is helpful, as always, please consider leaving a like. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can see these videos every Monday when they're posted to the Maconi YouTube page. All right, guys, best of luck this week, and we'll see you on the track.